Hey guys, welcome back. Today on The Untidy Artist, I'll be making the August Flower Fairy of the Month. This is a series that I started in December, and each month I have made a fairy that reflects the season of the year and the month, and this is the August Flower Fairy. If you haven't subscribed, please do. That would be awesome. Click on that little bell icon to be the first to know when a new video comes out, and if you enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. So with that said, let's grab some supplies and get started. Now, if you're new to making fairies, you'll want to check out my basic fairy doll tutorial. There will be links for everything I mention in this tutorial below in the description of the video. So obviously the first thing we're going to need is a flower, and I found this beautiful yellow fluffy flower that's going to give her just a really full, beautiful yellow skirt. And then I have some embroidery floss. I have this kind of silvery metallic. I didn't end up using the black. And then I have a really pretty green. And then I have some little bee stickers. This was kind of my inspiration for this fairy. We actually have bees at our house, and my grandpa was a beekeeper, and so I love bees, and I thought that this would just be a fun thing to do for August. And then I have a bunch of little flowers. I never quite know what I'm going to do with the fairy doll, so I just grab a bunch of different options, and I actually ended up using quite a few of these. So these are just little embellishments. The store I used to buy them from went out of business, but I did find a place that does carry some of them, so I will put links for that below. I have some glitter I'll be adding to her skirt, a really pretty green, and then some orange glitter. And then I have some Mod Podge. We're going to use this to put the glitter on her skirt and a little paintbrush to apply the Mod Podge. I have a sharp pair of scissors, and of course my trusty glue gun set on low. And last but not least, I have my fairy doll. Now, like I said, if you're new to making fairies, in my basic fairy doll tutorial, I teach you how to take a wooden bead, a piece of floral wire, and some embroidery floss for her hair and skin and twist it into this beautiful little doll. Recently, I did a skin tone tutorial for fairies to give you different skin tone options. If you refer to that video, this is the type 5 skin tone. I will put a link for this video below in the description of the video, and it goes through step by step how to get these different skin tones for your fairy dolls. And then you can see I've already styled her hair. So you can style your doll's hair however you want. I decided to give her a fancy braided updo. The link for that tutorial will be below in the description as well. Okay, let's get started. So the first step is to dress our doll. And once again, if you're new to making fairy dolls, you want to check out that basic fairy doll tutorial. But I'm just going to wrap up and then give her a little pair of straps. So just adding a dab of glue right around her waist, wrapping up, giving her the sleeves, and then a little pair of shorts. Then I'm going to set her aside, and I'm going to grab my flower and pull it apart. I get lots of questions about where I purchase my flowers. Most of the big flowers I get are from Michael's Craft Store. They usually have a coupon when they go on sale. It's an awesome deal. And I think this was from their spring line, but I'll try and find something that's comparable to this flower. And you can see that once I've gotten it pulled apart, I just start layering it together in different ways until I like the way that it looks. So I'll pause, hold it up to my doll, see if I like the way that the petals are laying, and I did want it to be really full and fluffy. Then I'm going to grab my scissors and cut a little X into the center of each petal so I can slide the flower petals up and around her waist. And then starting with the top layers of her skirt, I'm going to slide them up, kind of arranging them as I go so that they lay really pretty. And then I'm going to grab my glue gun, and using just small dabs of glue, I'm going to glue her skirt into place. Once again, you can see I don't overlap all the petals directly on top of each other. I kind of stagger them a little bit to give her a really pretty full skirt. And I do that in the front and in the back. And once we have her skirt finished, we are going to add some gloves and some shoes. I recently did a tutorial where I break down exactly how I wrap the embroidery floss to create her gloves and shoes. I will put a link for that tutorial below, but it does break down in slower steps how I create the gloves and the shoes. And this is our beautiful little fairy so far. Now I'm going to add some glitter to the top of her skirt. So I grabbed my Mod Podge, I put a layer of the Mod Podge on the top of her skirt, and then I added the orange glitter. Once that had dried, I went back, added some more of the Mod Podge right on top of the orange glitter, and I added a little layer of the green. So we have the green right in the center and the orange cascading out from that, and I thought it looked really pretty, like it was the center of the flower. Then once that's dried, I'm going to grab my little embellishments, and I decided to put 3 of these on one side and then 1 on the other side. So you can see I'm just adding, I kind of play around with it, decide where I want the flowers to go, and then I use my glue gun and just put a tiny dab of glue on the back of the flower and secure it into place. And I did take a while kind of figuring out where I wanted those flowers to go and making sure that they lay nicely on top of her skirt. So I've got the 3 on the one side, I glue 1 on the other side. I love how these green flowers repeat the color in the top of her dress and in that green glitter. And then we're going to add our bees. So I grabbed my little bee stickers and I did the same thing. I played around with where I wanted them to go instead of directly starting to glue them on. Kind of decide where you want them. And I spent some time figuring out exactly how I wanted them placed on the little flowers. And so once you figure that out, you're going to take your glue gun and just like you did with the flowers, add a tiny dab of glue and put the little bee on her dress. I did end up adding 1 more bee on the side with the 3 flowers. So there's 3 bees on one side, 1 bee on the other side. Then I'm going to take this tiny little sequin flower and I'm going to glue it just at the top of her hair. Now this is one of those flowers that I used to buy in bulk from a company and then they stopped selling them. But I did find a place that sells a few of the colors of these cute little flowers, and I will put a link below for that. And that's it, guys. We're all set. This is our August Flower Fairy of the Month. And I have to say, I really love how she turned out. It's fun for me to try and come up with something I haven't done before, something unique. And I wanted all of my different Flower Fairies of the Month to have their own unique look, different colors, different ideas, and this doll was so fun to make. I have really fond memories of my grandpa. It was fun to watch him as a child work with the bees. He was truly a bee whisperer. And having our own bees has been really fun to hopefully share some of that experience with my kids. So that's it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you want to be the first to know when I come out with new videos, click that little bell icon. I am really excited about the videos I have coming up for the holidays, and I have some fun plans for the September Fairy of the Month. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please leave those below, and we'll see you guys next time.